That's the Imperial Justice just eliminating that Farsa underneath the turret. Is trying to go for the Spiral Strangling, but go for the outer turret instead. The Mathilda pushes him back as Kensu will be just ejecting him back under the turret. Quite the counter by the Sackboy here, and they respect the damage so far.
So far, man, it's neck and neck, literally. 21.6k for both teams here. And the items that we were talking about earlier are already locked in. We got some Lollipops, Clock of Destinies on both the Farsa and the Alice. Very good itemization so far for both of these heroes. And right now on the Clint, 5.5k, Mafilda's actually richer for some reason. I don't know how, but
it is what it is at this point. 2-1-4 on the Clint. So far, he has been at least been working out for Panda, not as expected. And I'm sure the fans here watching and on our English broadcast is quite excited to see a Clint on display as well, especially with this being our last match of the night.
Yeah, they're gonna start saying stuff like, "Hey, is this what you do in the Philippines?" Yeah, it kind of is. I mean, Clint was already making some headlines like before M2. Like people were saying maybe we can try out Clint, but no one really had like the capacity, or no one had the initiative to start it on M2. Maybe this is the start of it, man. Maybe Panda's just starting, you know,
maybe this
a revolution for Clint.
Yeah, maybe this is the secret weapon. Maybe the secret weapon of Panda.
Maybe
for their final, what could be their final game again for both teams here, Gray Esports and Panda. This could be their final game. If they lose this best-of-3 series, they have to go home and face their fans. A little bit sad. And for the winning team, they still continue their journey tomorrow. So far, this game has been fairly quiet. We're 10 minutes in, and there has not, like, wait a minute. No team fights yet for like big team fights for Gray Esports against Panda.
Yeah, people are just trying to go in one by one. For the most part, it's okay. But again, while you're doing that, you're just giving the Clint so much more leeway here. Half HP on the Lord. They know what's happening. And it's going to be a two-man engaged in Bajo.
What? Immediate immortality pop, and looks like the flicker will be burnt defensively, but it's not yet over as the show getting down the Jawhead. Who will get...
Really long team fight for both teams here. And Draven not really getting a chance to show off his skills. 7.2k right now on the Clint, 8.6k on the Cho. Baron Free is actually the guy you kind of have to watch out for here.
And at this point, Panda, with the Lord marching on the top side, it really felt like a quick game for them. Even if it was an extended team fight around the Lord area, it felt like it was like this whole transition from getting the Lord, trying to secure kill after kill, Innocent 04 making the Clint work, of course the entirety of Panda Gaming making it work. It felt like quick transitions, and 11 minutes in, we're looking at second-tier turrets already falling down.
Yep, this could be quick. This could be done soon enough, and Clint could get his first win on the MPL Philippines Season 7 main qualifiers. And again, this could be start something new here for a lot of our teams. They can see that this Clint can make it work.
Oh no, look at the damage. Just getting suppressed underneath the turret, but he won't fall just yet, but will do now. The Jawhead goes down to the Clint. Wave the Dragon is committed underneath, and a mega kill for the Cho. The Hayabusa goes down, but the Alice goes in for the revenge kill. A double kill for the Clint is actually working for him now, but he gets stunned underneath the turret. Dark Warrior fails the dash. No, I'm kidding. He exits the base.
That's right. There you go. And attention, in Innocent 04, this is a two-man wrecking crew. They got a front line, they got a pretty good back line. And at this point, level 15, you got the items that you need. You kind of have the levels that you need already as well. And they can start taking down this mid lane turret. That guy's gonna hurt. He's double buffed as well.
Yeah.
So this marksman has all the items and the buffs that he needs to make it work.
4-2-7 Clint, just pushing a lot of turrets, a lot of objective damage for this marksman, and this is what you want to see if you're playing Clint. Try to abuse that range, abuse that modifiers that you have for your attacks, and eventually just secure more turrets. And now that we're looking at the base, almost exposed, that top lane turret almost non-existent for Gray Esports.
Yep, there you go. Clint really does hurt. We're going to see a lot of Clints in ranked games later. I hope you guys are ready, you viewers out there at home.
Yeah, I
get
mean,
your...
I hope you forget about your stars, mainly because not a lot of players can pull this off. Again, as you said earlier, Rockhart, Clint is not one of the heroes that you see very often, and there's only a select few that could actually play Clint well. And
that's right.
Thankfully for Panda,
apparently Innocent's one of them.
Innocent's one of them.
Yeah, and I really like what they're doing here. They're actually making it work, and they are always keeping him completely secured around the buff area. I think this would not have worked if there were a lot of buff invades, especially done by the Jawhead, which did not happen, by the way. The Jawhead played a bit more on the laning phase. That's not how you do it. For me, I feel like that's something that was probably the key thing that was missing out here. What was the Jawhead doing around the lanes? And why were they not able to stop the buff taking, the turtle taking of this Clint?
Yeah, and the Clint securing 3 turtles, a couple of kills around the map. They actually played it in a way that they played to the strengths of the Clint. This isn't something that we actually see very often.
Yeah,
so,
absolutely.
Again, abusing the range, abusing the damage modifiers and the attacks of the Clint, and eventually just treating him as every marksman you have ever, except you use more range and damage. I mean, there's a lot of options to choose from, especially. If you think about it, it's quite the opposite of the marksmen that are in the S tier, perhaps. Roger can turn melee. Yi Sun Shin has some melee stuff as well. Clint, a total opposite. I make space, have longer range, and for some reason, it's been working.
It's been working, and that's the weird thing about it, is that the DPS from the Clint at this point should be a bit more scary. I feel like they just had so many advantages, but I feel like there's still some wiggle room here for Gray Esports, so let's see if they can do that as we get into the game. Gray Esports, they're not really executing well at this point. They're not maximizing Sykkuno. Sykkuno's always last to arrive at the fight, and usually afterwards, he can't really do anything after that initial Feathered Airstrike.
And the Feathered Airstrike wasn't really dealing a lot of damage as well to begin with. We saw it when he threw out that ultimate inside the base to defend. Look at the Cho on the top side, taking it down by himself, and he does so with ease. And he just dashes away with a Shunpo, flashes that sticker, and calls it a day.
Calls it a day, my friend. That should be it. Nail the Coffin here is going to be the next Lord, probably. 25 seconds up to that one. It's impossible for Gray Esports to really contest this head-on, so they might have to do something sneaky, because they will have to defend their base at the same time. Top lane's pushing, bot lane's going to be pushing in soon. So this Lord is going to be so easy for Panda.
Yeah, 10 more seconds until the Lord spawns, and looks like Cho will be there to maintain pressure in the top side, as Sylvana will try to maintain pressure near the bottom side, but they don't actually take the Lord. They try to push or shove mid lane first, try to create some space, try to push the waves against Gray Esports' favor, and then maybe start that Lord.
Start it off right away, and I think it is happening right now. Although, again, Gray Esports, they kind of have the shove happening already. The plans for Panda have changed. They're gonna want Baron 333 near them when they start off and finish off the Lord. Just make sure you secure it. There you go.
And Dark Warrior, a great pickup over here. A lot of defensive stats for Dark Warrior means he could soak up a lot more damage in the backside. And now that we're looking at a buffed up, Lord empowered Panda, this might look bad for Gray.
And from what Gray's doing, they're just teleporting in base. That just probably means they conceded this game. I feel like that's it. You can't concede, technically. But if you're just playing around your base, you're hoping for the best. You're not really getting any gold generated.
And speaking of gold, it's already a 10k gold lead for the side of Panda here. And Gray Esports, I feel like they're already mentally conceding this game, considering that they're not even trying to actively make an effort, or maybe they don't have a choice. Maybe
they really are. They're stuck. That's it. That's all I'm thinking about. step through unstuck. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Last team fight. Black Dragon form in the backside as mid lane turret goes down. The Lord is still marching down mid lane. They're trying to defend this with a little bit of fighting, but the knockoff lands on Draven here. Draven goes back to the Shadow Clone. Nobody's dead so far. At best, it's the Lord. A killing spree for the Clint, and that's his 5th kill of the game. Will they go for the base instead? Make that a double kill. Safarsa goes down, but the Hayabusa takes down the Clint. But the Clint and his gang takes down the Nexus instead, and that's Panda going in for the kill.
And that's the stars of everyone in ranked games right now going down, as well as the amount of Clint users who don't really know how to play Clint rises. Just because. Okay, so Panda was able to pull out a victory with that lineup. That is exceeding everyone's expectations for sure.
Definitely.
So congratulations, Panda. That's 1-0.
Yeah, and for Panda, 100% win rate on the Clint.
100%
that's
win
now
rate.
an official win rate for our main
Yes.
qualifiers, which
For
is
the whole MPL, that's going to be counted. We have a 100% win rate.
how do you feel about that?
Obviously, we're gonna want to see more. Want to see what else you guys got? Come on,
How
give us some more.
How about we show you show us that Mia instead of a Clint? I mean,
Yeah,
go back to
come
the
on.
classics. Show us that Layla.
Hello, Layla.
Let's look at the post game a little bit here. A lot of action coming in from this game, but mostly Panda just dominating around the mid to the late game. And looks like Panda, they're on a hot streak right now, trying to stay alive in this qualifiers.
And to be fair, by the way, that Clint was recently reworked a little bit, of rework. So it does seem to be. It feels like a different hero from where it was way back then, right? So everyone might be laughing right now. Hey, how did this guy get a win? But definitely does it. It does deserve where it is right now because of the damage output. It can dish out. It can potentially dish out rather when you give it a chance. And apparently, this is one of those times. Now the Hayabusa, man, it's still 50-50. That's why some teams are super hesitant to pick it up. Shadow Kill's not always going to hit 100% on a single target. So that's something that was played around here by Panda, and somehow they were able to really neuter Draven here, who is highly celebrated, and somehow they just were able to make it work. So I'm very excited about the analysis. Midnight's gonna go nuts on this one.
I'm quite sure he's very excited to convince the viewers that Clint is actually viable now and maybe state a lot of facts over there. And for now, we're still gonna wait on Midnight finishing up his thesis about Clint
he's
being
writing
viable.
it up.
He's writing it up right now, so if you're excited for that, we just got the go signal from Midnight himself. Midnight will be bringing you the thesis of why Clint is viable in a while.
Relax lang kayo sa mga rank games nyo. Huwag nyo basta-basta gamitin yung Clint. Very conditional hero yan, and it requires a very well communicated team. No? Talagang kailangan nyo pag-usapan kung ano mga balak nyo. Explain bakit? Once again, this is your analyst. My name is Midnight. And the thing about Clint is that you need to have a specific goal in mind para ma-maximize mo yung power spike niya. Isipin nyo para siyang Granger, no? Para siyang Granger in a way na yung objectives nyo or kung ano man yung kailangan niya gawin, either kill or farm, kailangan niya ng kampe. Hindi siya tulad ng mga tulad ni Lancelot, ni Ling na may sariling buhay, or even the Claudes, the carries na ang goal lang is mag-farm. Clint is a very specific goal-oriented hero, no? Either mag-farm ka or you push objectives with your teammates. And tama yung sinasabi ng mga classes natin, no? Napakaganda ng duo na ginamit dito ng Panda Gaming, and in the end, mukhang nahirapan lalo yung Team Grey with their lineup. Now, I'm talking about lineup here. Bakit importante pag-usapan yung lineup? If you look at the lineup here of Panda Gaming while we show you the items here, 5-man group up yung gusto nila mangyari. And with Clint, medyo arguable kung tama ba yung lineup na ginamit nila. But the thing is, the idea against the lineup of Grey is just group up, kasi hindi naman tayo malulugi sa isang Hayabusa na nag-farm lang at ang gusto lang mangyari is humanap ng small skirmishes. If you group up as 5, no, buong araw natin nakikita yan, yung idea ng pag-group up and taking objectives, tinatanggal mo yung momentum na pwedeng makuha ng kalaban mo. And Team Grey dito, naghihintay sila ng time, naghihintay sila ng momentum. Now, we're gonna look at the items here. importante na makita natin yung items actually ni Yuzong at ni Cho. Again, na-highlight ng mga cases natin dito yung itemization ni Baron, no? Dalawang Blade of Despair. Ito yung threat talaga ng Panda Gaming. Kapag ikaw ay na-knock up, ay expect mo na mamamatay ka within the next 3 seconds. And bakit importante yung item ni Yuzong dito, no? Just take a look at the scores and the items of the Yuzong. Although silver yung kanyang score dito, no? Ang trabaho niya kasi dito is i-supply yung team fight for Team Grey. After the Bloodlust Axe, immediately going straight for the Oracle, which is usually nakikita natin kapag against ka sa mga early magic type heroes. That is what Grey has. Yan yung yan yung only existing window for Team Grey. Utilize your Alice and your Farsa. Pero with the added help of the Yuzong, sabi ng Panda Gaming, okay, guys, may problema tayo on the form of the Farsa and the Alice. Sama natin yung Yuzong, let's group up. And meron tayong Clint. So, hindi natin kailangan magpikil at hindi natin kailangan mag-ubos ng oras perform. Pwede tayong lumaban ng mas maaga. Now, we're gonna look at the highlights here and see how Panda Gaming executed that game on this specific draft. Makikita natin na from the start of the game, the idea is just to control the map and start collecting your items. Kapag na-hit nyo na yung spike nyo, kapag dumating na yung timing na hinihintay nyo, then we start grouping up. Of course, there are a lot of great plays here from Team Grey. Actually, yung early game ay meron silang commanding lead. Pag sinabi natin commanding lead, even though 600 gold lang, yung lamang nila dito, nakakakuha sila ng kills sa team na supposedly dapat sila yung may early game control. And it started twisting a bit in the mid-game when we start seeing the teamfight prowess of Panda Gaming. Diyan na pumapasok yung Mathilda, Yuzong, and the Clint. Clint is a strong early game hero. Kailangan mo lang ng konting physical attack damage from your items, then your effectivity rises up. Again, para siyang Granger, similar to how it works. After your first item, napakalaki kagad na spike na nakukuha na itong hero na to. Even though there's a Farsa and a Hayabusa on the other side, napakalayo ng reach ng isang Yuzong. Isipin nyo parang ganito yan. Si Farsa at si Hayabusa, kahit pwede silang maglaro from a safe distance, they're never on a safe area kasi pwede silang pasukin ng isang Yuzong. And that is how most of their fights start. No? Nahuhuli actually si Draven, no? He played very well here. Hindi siya basta-basta nahuhuli. Pero yung iba niyang kampe, siya yung hinuhuli. Kung hindi nagpapakita yung Hayabusa, let's go for the other people. Kasi most likely, after that, makikita din natin yung Hayabusa. Kasi pag di natin nakita yung Hayabusa, it's always gonna be 5v4. And it never will, it never will prevail for Team Grey kung lagi silang kulang sa numbers. And that was the story of the game. It was just numbers for Panda Gaming. Even though ang dami natin sinabi dito, no, numbers, yung importante rito is yung dalawang espada ni Cho. The idea is, hindi ko kailangan na sustain, meron ako Yuzong, kailangan ko lang ng additional damage. Kasi si Clint, although damage naman na siya, naghihintay siya ng proper positioning. It's really hard for Clint to play around on these fights dahil may Farsa at Hayabusa. So if they have a hero to place on that role, no, yung damage dealer, it could be the Cho. And very nice execution there by Baron 333 with the idea of building 2 Blade of Despairs. Tignan nyo na lang yung kanyang dito na score dito. KDA 419, net worth of 13,057, damage dealt of 26,927. And ito yung pinakamahalaga, yung objectives. Nakita nyo kanina sa highlights, no? Medyo even sila pagdating sa pagkuha ng trades. Pero it started ramping up when Panda Gaming started winning out fights. And ang bilis kasi nung conversion. Hindi sila tulad ng lineup ng Team Grey na naghahanap ng skirmish bago mag-objective. They are threatening objectives as well. No, naalala nyo, trineten yung Lord kanina, and yun yung naging kasamaan ng Team Grey. That is when things started falling off as the show was just too much of a pressure for Team Grey. Now the question is, will this happen on the second game, or will we see another game 3 for this day? Casters, what do you think?
Well, as Midnight said, it was a story of numbers, and the team with a lot of numbers in their IGN scored a 1-game lead against the other team that didn't really had a lot of numbers in their team name. But jokes aside, I feel like game 2 will be as interesting as game 1. But how about you, Rockhart?
Yep, this is actually correct. Numbers speak for themselves. We were focusing too much on the click to forget that, as I mentioned, the show just had so much more gold than everyone else, even the Clint. So we kind of forgot about that. and in hindsight, it is actually quite easy to forget, right? It's easy to not spot out a Cho, which is exactly, I think, what Baron was going for. He was going to go for the sneaky peeky like movements, and it really did work out. Now, what Midnight also said was correct. Like, this is not a self-sustaining hero. That's the reason why people in the higher ranks, people in the pro scene, don't really pick it up as much because it just takes too much babysitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what happened. Although now it's fine because the babysitting worked out. And yeah, it's right. It only works with very specific lineups.
And very specific people as well. If your team doesn't cooperate with you in babysitting that client, you just hope that it works out. Especially in solo queue where you literally don't know the people you're playing with. So again, as Midnight prescribed, take it easy. Don't
guys.
immediately lock in that client in your games in ranked. Of course, take care of your stars, take care of your points. You would want to keep them as the season goes on. But as this game goes on, we're entering the banning phase with a Brody being the first ban for Panda and for Gray Esports, a Matilda and a Selena ban.
I mean, not bad at all. Matilda really did serve the purpose that he did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
It was a great setup. It was a great setup for what the Clint was trying to do. It's a great setup for Baron, for Innocent 04. I'm starting to really remember their names now.
I mean, it was hard at first.
It was hard
now
at
that we've
first.
seen them for
Lots of
quite
numbers,
a while,
man.
we are beginning to understand a level of our brains that access that numbers as letters.
It's amazing.
And now, it's amazing. It's just amazing how Panda forced us to adjust with reading their...
Yeah, so Baron free for free is actually Baron.
Baron.
With a lot of ease.
Then Innocent is basically just Innocent.
Innocentoa, because the 4 is an A.
There's a lot.
Innocentoa.
And you know what? Sackboy is Sackboy. Respect to this man. Sackboy is
Sackboy
Sackboy. But
it's fine.
Man, going back to the picks though, Benedetta priority pick for Gray Esports. Panda here. Securing that Sylvana plus the Cho. You talked a lot about the Cho early on, and the Sylvana with a lot of lock-in and CC. I'm quite liking what I'm seeing from Panda so far.
The double crowd control pick here it actually works in some regions. And against a Benedetta, it's going to do great because once your wave dragons down, sometimes it's very hard to find a counter for a Benedetta movement around the map, and Sylvana is a great one. Imperial Justice is a great counter to the movements of a Benedetta. It's going to do well against the Farce as well. So you're going to have to really lock in that Purify. At the same time, you can't really Purify on the Benedetta, so you're trying to force him in the corner with this pick. However, they do have the defensive capabilities of a Jawhead, which kind of boosts their survivability.
Yeah, in terms of survivability and pickoffs, I do feel that the Jawhead will bolster Gray Esports here. But for Panda, Paquito plus the Cho, I am yet to see this combo for today. Yeah, I'm not quite sure if there's a team already that played Cho and Paquito in one side. But if they do lock this in, this is going to be the first time that I'll be casting a Cho-Paquito combo here today. And I'm quite excited to see that because, again, the shield mechanic, the knockbacks, but of course, they're going to go for a more standard pick here with the Yuzhong. I feel like the Yuzhong is the right pick here.
That's absolutely the right pick just because last game we already also saw this. Yuzhong doesn't really need to kill the Farsa. He just needs to cancel the Feathered Airstrike with the Black Dragon form, and it's easy that way. Just cancel it out, and that's your job done. You don't need to kill him. Your teammates are going to kill him for you. It's a big bonus if you do. But again, that's all the rolls that you need. You kind of also want to mess up what the Jawhead can do. You cannot throw a flying Black Dragon, and same with Vendetta, very difficult to really catch him. So they've got a lot of lockdown. They've got a lot of crowd control. Knock up from this Yuzhong as well. They got a lot of stuff going on for them. Panda, I'm really liking the draft so far. But what's happening on the bans is that they're also removing a lot of the carries, so they might be gravitating towards what we saw earlier as well. There you go.
Oh, no.
Same stuff going on.
Same stuff going on. Yisun, Shinban, Brody, Roger, 1-1, Claude out of the
We're
picture.
gonna see it again, aren't we?
Are we gonna see the Clint again?
We probably will.
If we do see the Clint again, then you got what you asked for. You want to see more, and this might be the more that you asked for. And Panda might just give it to you. Natalia would be the last ban. Clint might be the next pick. Let's just hope that it isn't.
It's not 100% like the next pick. We can probably still expect a mid-support mage or a mid-damage mage. Either way, Clint is a big possibility, especially considering their hero pool.
Yeah, and considering what happened in Game 1 as well, but they go for the Lancelot.
All right.
I think this is a better pick.
Better pick. Oh my gosh.
Ling
Thank you.
is still open if they do want to respond to this Lancelot. They still haven't chosen their core yet for Grey Esports, so we're going to see where there's an option
There you go.
of seeing a classic Lancelot versus Ling matchup here. So they do lock in that Ling, so this is a more standard game that we're watching right now for Game 2.
Yeah, and the Lancelot is some sort of a deny pick as well from Draven. We've seen Draven play the Lancelot, and it works so well for this guy. Even when they lose, the Lancelot's winning. So it's a great deny pick, and this is also a good test for Draven to see if he can use other heroes as well, like as good as he did on the Lancelot. So we saw him cycle. We saw Attention cycle through a lot of heroes here. That's probably gonna be Eudora, either Harry, Eudora, Chang'e, or Luoyi. Those are the 4 picks I think is going to happen here. And Eudora
looks to be the lock-in for Panda. A lot of damage and I think single target damage or execution here.
And they're only long-range crowd control. The only long-range damage that they have here. So,
but they do have backline access as well in the forms of Yu Zhong and perhaps the Lancelot with extreme mobility and the Phantom Execution. But I'm liking the Thamos response for Grey Esports. It's quite obscure, as you said earlier, but Thamos, we really don't have a lot of choices anymore considering that the Yu Zhong is already taken. There was the Khalid open, but throughout the day so far, for the first day of MPL S7 main qualifiers, we've seen a lot of Thams picks, we've seen a lot of Khalid picks, and I feel like this puts the Thams a little bit higher than the Khalid picks for today.
I think so. I think the Thams just kind of works as well in certain situations like this, and it's a great lane matchup against a Yu Zhong. It's a great lane matchup for a lot of these heroes actually, so it was a good pick. It's just an anchor. It's not going to do anything specific. It's not going to do anything special. Just to anchor the XP lane, most likely, but you can also go gold lane, so be ready for this one, ladies and gents. This could still be a game for you.
Yeah, this could follow the script of a loser's bracket if all I think the script of the loser's bracket so far is just a best of 3 series straight out. For the earlier games of today, matches 1 to 4, we experienced a sweep after sweep after sweep. And again, for the 5th match, for those who just tuned in right now, it went to, let's just say, intense best of 3 series, a very intense one. And ULVL ended up losing against the Eagles at the 5th match of tonight. So if you're a ULVL fan, maybe this isn't the night for you. But again, it happens. It's not it is a big tournament. It's a shame that they lost, but tournaments, there are winners and there are people who learn.
7 teams remaining so far. Team number 7, or the 7th team, the bottom 7 for today, will be dropping, and that's one of these teams. So expect some really all-out action here coming in from Team Grey Esports.
Yeah, for sure.
For now, Team Panda, they feel like I feel like they're really doing a pretty good job of at least exceeding expectations. It was just exceeding expectations over and over again, and I appreciate that from them. I really do.
Yeah, and for Grey Esports, I feel like being on edge right in this moment, and knowing that in one loss, you might actually no, it is one more loss and they will be going home. That's a lot of pressure on their backs, but sometimes a lot of players shine in the pressure. Let's see if Grey Esports is one of those teams that just go all out and maybe, just maybe, have a reverse sweep against Panda.
Yep, and Panda's going to be having a lot of fun in this early game, I'll be honest. The moment they hit level 4, they're going to have a lot of attack capabilities. They're going to have that lock in from attention. They're going to have Sackboy with some pretty good burst damage. And a nice try for him to try to go for the steal, but again,
it's just a nice try for now.
It's a nice try for now.
And
Exactly.
Panda still rotating around the riverside there. I think it's a bad place for the Benedetta. If ever Sackboy does find him, but looks like we are heading towards a quick pause for I'm not quite sure about the reason, but of course we do have a pauses in our main qualifiers. It's to give room to our players if ever they are experiencing some technical difficulties, because again, we are playing this remotely.
That's right.
To make sure that we follow the safety guidelines, especially around this tough times. And I hope every one of you guys watching in our audience right now are safely watching in their homes, enjoying some Mobile Legends action in front of their PCs, in front of their mobile phones, and enjoying the show so far. We already are in match 6. It's been a long day, and if you're just tuning in, having your quality dinner, whatever it is, I mean, we're happy to accompany you.
And I have a feeling tomorrow's even going to be longer.
I'm quite sure
We're going
that
to
it
have
will
7
be.
matches tomorrow, and one of them is going to be determining who's going to come out on top of the other. So, top two for tomorrow. We got the winner of this will be fighting off against one of the losers of the upper bracket matchups, and the same with yesterday. Same with last game. Since they won, right? They're going to be able to fight off on top. LPE is going to get their chance to one of the losers of the upper bracket matches that we're going to have tomorrow.
Yeah.
So, got a lot to watch out for, guys. A lot of games still of Mobile Legends action to determine who will be a top 2, who will enter the regular season alongside our Season 6 top 18.
And if we're looking at the regular season, it's still, I think, a month from now. It starts by around March, so it gives room for the players who actually will be playing in the regular season. This is a 3v1 early in the lane, and looks like Benedetta is still alive with the Tempest of Blades called. It might just be first blood for the Jawhead. The Lancelot goes down. Attention will get attention from 3 people instead, and that's a kill for the Ling. A 2-for-0 exchange. Gray giving it all.
And while all this is happening, I think Sackboy just lingered too long in the lane. He was level 3. He wanted to join the fight, but level 3 Eudora does not have the ultimate and will not be able to help anyway. So it was a 2v4 for the most part here on that top side.
Yeah, and as you said, that this lane matchup between the Thams here and the Yuzhong will be a fun one to watch. And looks like the Thams got a little bit more of a win over there, forces the Yuzhong out. The Turtle spawning though near the bot side, and the Farsa is already well positioned for a good feathered airstrike.
Yep, feathered airstrike. Level 4s, like I said, their level 4 spikes are pretty strong. Same with Panda, but they got level 4 a little bit later. So that is the dilemma. Even Attention right now does not have Imperial Justice yet. If they start off this turtle, they will not be able to finish well.
Yeah, and Dark Warrior finding a 1v1 away from the Turtle Pit as Gray Esports starts to damage the Turtle. It's already half an HP. Feathered Airstrike to zone out several people out, but the Ling takes it down instead, secures it for Gray Esports. Black Dragon form won't even matter anymore as the Turtle is already secure.
Again, the top player for Gray, that Draven, really looking like it is going to be able to get some stuff done. Draven, alongside Balagbag, will get a kill. And another kick.
Ooh, Way of the Dragon back to the turret. That's going to be a kill for the Cho. 1 kill going towards the side of Panda. Finally, their first kill of the game, 3 minutes in.
And we are 1,000 gold ahead. Draven could get more. Tempest of Blades under the tower. It doesn't even matter. He's going to be able to get that kill against, of course, that Yuzhong. And Imba J-Lo. Look at this guy. They're actually able to really control that lane. 2 times already they should have gone down, but got saved by pure mechanics here.
Balagbag trying to find something new for them, and so far 4-1, and 11k is the gold for Gray Esports against the 10k Panda. So still just a 1k gold lead against Panda, and Sackboy here still just farming around the bottom lane. Clock of Destiny purchase for Saikuno might be huge in the later parts of this game. Baron 333 just dashing away. Jeet Kundo plus the Shunpo. Easy out for the Cho.
Yep, and again, the Cho, will have to watch out for that. Might be similar to what we saw earlier. Is not the usual tank Cho that you see. And we are seeing that Innocent 04 not really having the best time here on this Lancelot, so maybe they might have to rely on that even more.
Stun doesn't land, but the ulti does, and the damage just rains down, pours down Sackboy, but he still isn't getting killed. Underneath the turret, a killing spree for the Jawhead. That's the 5th kill for Gray Esports, but he might be in trouble here. Trying to run away, wave the Dragon. Phantom execution in front of Draven, though. That's a big miss, but the Thorned Rose actually secures the kill instead. That's a 5-2 kill score so far, and the gold score is still fairly close, huh?
Man, Panda's thinking way too advanced on this one, really overcommitting and under-delivering. I don't know what that was about, but again...
Electo final blow. Black Dragon is there as the Lancelot secures the turtle for Panda. And looks like Panda Esports will try for the turnaround. Knock-up doesn't land, but the Yuzhong continues to fight. And this is a knock-up. The damage is just too real. Benedetta gates down 1, and looks like there's going to be another kill. A double kill for the Benedetta. A lot of damage for Imbagio here. 2-0-2 so far.
Despite all of this, only 1,000 gold separates these two teams. They do have a very significant control over the map, though. So this is going to be a bit of still of an uphill climb here for Panda, despite getting that turtle buff.
And 7-2 is the kill score, and I feel like Gray Esports is really just playing a little bit better on what they did in Game 1. And again, this might be a Game 3 finish for this series as well. We are in the losers bracket, and so far we haven't been seeing sweeps in the losers bracket. And Gray Esports, they feel like another team right now.
Yeah, I mean, Gray Esports playing so much better than they did. You are absolutely correct. At the same time, Attention not really playing and making those Imperial Justice hits yet. I have not seen him hit that ultimate yet, which is one of the easiest ults to hit, so super
lands
confused.
and Attention. Saikuno flies away safely, and in the mid lane, looks like no fight will break out. The Lancelot still enjoying that shield from the turtle buff. 30 seconds though, the turtle will be responding.
That's right, we're gonna see a big fight on top, most likely. Or not really a fight, more of a massacre.
Ooh, wow.
Taking out Baron real quick with 4 people. No one will be given.
Yeah, a 4v1 in the top side. A great dive coming in from Gray. And 2 kills has only been the score for Panda for the longest time now. And looks like they will be trying to secure the turtle instead. But let's look at the gold a little bit. 2K is the gold lead of Gray Esports here. Still not that big, but it could balloon if they possibly make a good play here inside the turtle pit.
Yeah, this turtle actually could be an easy pick, but Draven's very close by.
Draven's very close by. Black Dragon form there inside or outside of the turtle pit. And looks like Imbagio will be starting that turtle instead. Kinesu might be in trouble here. Feathered airstrike. Damage has been done. Thamus is already down, but the killing spree for the Benedetta. The Electro final blow doesn't really make the final blow, but the double kill with the Phantom Slash is just too real. Eject back to the team, and Gray Esports is just making it happen with a triple kill for the Benedetta, plus the turtle full show.
And the turret kind of equalizes the gold lead that they had, but really not what Panda is looking for here. Fighting under the turret in, but J-Lo wants to get a kill.
He doesn't actually land the Phantom Slash.
What?
The outplay happens with the Lancelot, but near here, the Shunpo back to the wall. You really can't chase a good show. But the oh no, a killing spree for the Ling instead. Great bench poise positioning there. Draven getting his 3rd kill of the game.
Got some really weird stuff happening here in Panda. They're making stuff work. They gave up the team fight, but they lost a turtle. They got a tower in exchange, and they got a kill, and then they gave it away again. What a topsy-turvy turn of events here that we're having so far in this game number 2.
Very back and forth so far. Watching this game, casting this game with you, a lot of events that are quite clean. Then suddenly there's a little bit of an aftertaste that's
it's
not
messy.
quite sweet.
Yeah, it's weird. So confusing.
It feels like a badly made protein shake. or maybe some
I don't know.
good food with hidden medicine inside.
Yeah,
so.
it's not what we expect at all, right? And somehow you can never really tell who's ahead, despite the gold advantage that the Great Esports has. Panda seems to be like controlling the map somehow at some points, and then conceding it over in a moment's notice. So if you guys are a bit confused by what happened, don't worry, you're not alone. That was a really weird turn of events, not to mention how did the Lancelot outplay that well. I'll never hear
We'll
the end of
never
it.
really see it again because I think the camera didn't actually get it. But Thorn Gross, iframes, plus Phantom Execution, I feel like that's almost always a possibility if you're talking about Innocent on this Lancelot. But let's look at the gold score once again. As you said, not that relevant so far, considering that both teams has been playing a little bit messy. And when you play the game messy like this one, gold score, it only matters if it's huge, like humongous huge.
Yeah, and so far, 6.6k, the Lancelot's definitely ahead. Innocent 04, he's got a bit of a lead against everyone, not to mention his level is way ahead of everyone else. But again, is that going to be enough? Everyone from Sackboy, his burst is non-existent.
Yeah.
For Dark Warrior, he is so squishy.
Oh no, Balagbag trying to find one, and he goes to deliver attention in the middle of the fight, and that's Benedetta taking down the Sylvana real quickly, and there's no return kill coming in from Panda. That was a freebie for Gray.
And while all this is happening again, Baron is all on his own. No, so not much happening on the side of Baron, but his team's definitely suffering a lot for it. 13-5, but it's only 1,300 gold ahead.
Phantom Execution used defensively, trying to dodge with the Thorn Rose, but it won't be enough as the shutdown goes to the Benedetta with that final blow. He dashes away safely in a matter of seconds, and looks like Dark Warrior is the next victim here, but looks like he possesses a little bit of an aura to respect as Imbagio just dashes away safely.
And this is why I kind of flinched a little when I saw the Eudora pick. I knew this was going to happen. I knew this Eudora was not going to do as much damage as it should. And you see it, the ultimate's not really making the dent on the armor. Look at the skills. That's not a burst mage. I think Mafilda would have done better.
I'm quite sure that Mathilda could have done better, but let's look at the Lord. Who will secure this? Retribution is up for both teams. Who will take down the Lord? The Ling will take it down as a fight will break out near the river. The Farsa is the first one to go down, but the mega kill will go to the Ling. That's the Lord. That's 2 kills. No, 1 kill, but still the Lord secured by Gray Esports.
Yep, and that is only going to boost up their lead even further now at 3,000. Which surprisingly should not be 3,000. I feel like it should be like 6 or 7 at this point. But somehow